In this video, we're going to talk about how to make a stem and leaf plot. So let's say we have the numbers 15, 27, 8, 17, 13, 22, 24, 25. Bear with me. I only have a few more to write down. And then 32, 28, 43, and 7. So how can we make a stem and leaf plot using those numbers? Now, we need to make basically a two-column table. I'm going to write S for stem and L for leaf. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group the numbers that I have in my list in ascendant order, but by tens. So I have a 7 and an 8, and between 10 and 20 I have two 13s, I have a 15 and a 17, and then in the 20s, let's see, there's a 22, 24, 25, 27, and 28. In the 30s, I have three 32s, and I have a 36. And then I have one number in the 40s, which is just 43. Now, how do we take these numbers here and put it in our stem and leaf plot? Well, let's start with 7 and 8. 0, 7 will correlate to 7. So we're going to put a 0 in the stem column, 7 in the leaf column. Now 0, 8 will correspond to 8. So all we need to put is an 8 in the leaf column. Now for these numbers, the first digit, the 1, we're going to put in the stem column, and then the second digits we're going to put in the leaf column, 3, 3, 5, 7. And we're not going to put any commas to separate those numbers. So this means we have a 13, and this here is a 15, and so forth. So basically it's like factoring out the first digit. Now for the next row, we have 22, 24, 25, 27, 28. So now you can see the pattern. And then we have 32, 3 of them, and 36. And we only have 43, one number in the 40s. And so that's it. That's how you can make a stem and leaf plot from a list of numbers. Now let's try an example that is slightly different from the last one, in a sense that we're going to have a number beyond 100. Let's put one more number in this list, 113. So go ahead and make a stem and leaf plot in this case. Now it's good to write a key. So the number 85 will correspond to 85. And the number 10, 2 will correspond to 102. So now you can see how this is going to work. In the 70s, we only have two numbers. We have 72 and 76. So I'm going to write 2 and 6 in the leaf column. Now in the 80s, we have, let's see, the lowest number is 85, and then 88 and 89. So I'm going to write 5, 8, and 9. Now in the 90s, there's only two numbers, 93 and 97. So let's put 9 and then 3, 7. Now for 10, we have 108 and 102. So we're going to put 2 and then 8. And then for 11, there is 113 and 115. So we're going to write 3 and 5. And so that's how you can make a stem and leaf plot using numbers beyond 100. Let's work on one more example. So in this example, we're going to deal with decimal numbers. Feel free to try it if you think you know what to do. It's really not that bad. Now, for this example, I'm going to list out the numbers in their categories. So we have 1.2, 1.5, and 1.8. Now between 2 and 3, there's 2.3, 2.4, 2.7, and 2.9, which we could see here. And then between 3 and 4, there's, let me use a different color. There's 3.2 and 3.6. And then we have 4.1 and 4.5. After that is 5.8, 7.6, 9.3, and then we have 10.6 and 10.9, and then 12.4. So let's begin by making a key. So 1, 2 would represent 1.2 in our stem and leaf plot, and 10, 6 is going to represent 10.6. So let's start with the ones. We have 1.2, 1.5, and 1.8. So that's it for that row. Now for the 2's, we have 2.3, 2.4, 2.7, and 2.9. In the next row, we have 3.2 and 3.6. And then it's 4.1 and 4.5. After that, we have 5.8. Now, we don't have anything between 6 and 7. So we're going to write a 6, but we're not going to write anything in this column. Next, we have 7.6. There's nothing between 8 and 9, and then we have 9.3. Now, granted, I'm running out of space, so I'm going to continue what I have here. So this should go below 9.3. So for 10.6, we're going to write 10.6, and then for 10.9, just 10.9. Now we don't have anything in between 11 and 12, but the last number is 12.4, so we're going to write 12.4. And that's how you can make a stem and leaf plot using decimal numbers. So it's always good to write a key, for instance. So we could say that 1.5 corresponds to 1.5, and 12.4 corresponds to 12.4, because each stem and leaf plot can vary.